Then welcome to the part 2 sessions. Here we are going to solve the question number 15, A and B. Here they have asked us work out A. This is 4.5 kilogram plus 13.6 decagram, and which is equal to how many kilograms there. Here first of all have to know how to convert. Here this is the first of all, here we have kilogram. Then here hectogram, decagram, then grams, decigrams, and centigram here, and we end up with milligrams. And then here we are going to convert then here 4.5 kilogram. Here it become 4.5 kilogram. And then to be here and also have 13.6 decagram. Here it becomes 13.6 decagram. And then we are going to convert and see how many kilograms are there. And then here add another 0 here to become a point. We move here, we become 6 here. Once we add here, we become 3, then here 6, then a point here, then 4. To mean the correct answer here is 4.636. And then for question number B, I have 4 hectoliter minus 20 decaliter, and then how many liters are there. Here we are going to solve. Here we have kiloliter, hectoliter, decaliter, liter, centiliter, then deciliter, centiliter, and here milliliter. And then you are going to convert. And then I'm going to put here 4 hectoliters. 4 hectoliter is here. And then I'm going to convert them into liter. I add the zeros. And then negative 20 decaliter. I write here 20 decaliter. And then I convert them into liters. Then here you add another 0. I subtract. Then here 0 minus 0 here is equal to 0. And then 0 minus 0 is equal to 0 also. And the 4 minus 2 is equal to 2. Then to mean here the correct answer is 200 liters. 200 liters. Then here I have 2 decameter plus 3 meter times 5. Then how many hectometers are there? To mean here we get here kilometer, hectometer, decameter, meter, then here decimeter, centimeter, and then here millimeters. And then I'm going to convert there, and I find how many hectometers are there. Here I have here we become, I have 2 decameter. 2 decameter here. Then I'm going to convert in one measurement. I can convert into here how many into meters. Then it will become 20. And then here I add also 3 meters. And then once I add them, we become 3, 2. Then those are 23 meters. To mean those are 23 meters, here we become 20 meter plus 3 meter, then times 5. Then how many hectometers are there? Then here, those I'm going to multiply, then also I convert them into hectometers. To mean here we become 23 meters times 5. Then how many hectometers are there? Then here, once I multiply here by here, will become 23, 5. Then here will become 5. Then 5 times 2 here will become 6. Will become 10. Then plus 1 will become 11. To mean here I have 115 meter. How many hectometers are there? And then once I convert those, we become, I have 115 meters. To mean I am going to have 115 meters to be converted into hectometers. Then here 5, 1, then here 1, and then I'm going to convert into hectometers. We become 1.15. Then the correct answer here is 1.5 hectometers. And then here they said, Dusabimana stated the following as ways of getting of money. Which one is bad source? Doing business, fishing, begging, washing a car for pay. Here doing business, maybe the Salimana is selling fruits, shoes or clothes. It is a good way. Then fishing is catching fish from rivers or lakes. It is a good way. Then begging is to sit somewhere and ask for someone for a help, but once you have an effort, that is a bad source. Then washing a car for pay. Once you wash a car for pay, you get some money and you solve your own problem at your own. Then here begging is a bad way of source of money. And then question number 17, they said, the following is used to organize data in rows and columns. Select the correct one. So here we know that there is table, diagram, pattern, or number line. Here the correct answer is table because table has rows and columns. Here they said a farmer planted 20 trees along a terraces of his land. These trees were planted at interval of 2 meters. Calculate the length of the terraces planted along the terraces. Here we have to know, once you are doing this question, we have to know that what is a given data. Given, we have to know that number of poles. I'm going to represent the number of poles as NP. Here will become 20. Then the trees were planted at interval. Then interval is 2 meters. And then here calculate the length. Once they say asked, here is length. Length here is the same as distance. And then distance, we know that is equal to the number of interval times interval. And then what you have to know, number of interval is equal to the number of pole minus 1. To mean that we are going to take number of pole, and then we find that number of pole is 20 poles. Number of interval will be equal to 20 minus 1. Then we become 19. Those are number of interval. Then here we are going to see how to calculate distance. Distance is equal to number of interval times interval. To mean number of interval, those are 19 times interval, which is equal to 2. Then once I multiply, I get here 38 centimeters. The correct answer is 38 centimeters. Then here they said walk out 30 kilometers minus 4,000 meters. How many hectometers are there. First of all, also here you have to know the conversion table, which is kilometer, hectometer, decameter, meter, decimeter, centimeter, and then here millimeter. And then to mean here will become, I have, here I'm going to solve 30 kilometers. 30 kilometers must be written 0 here, and then here 3. I'm going to convert there into hectometer, become 300. And then all are going to be converted within the same measurement. Here will become, let me first of all convert into meter. Then we become 30,000, and then minus 4,000 meters, 0 here, 0, and then here 4. I subtract, I get 0 here, 0 minus 0 here also becomes 0, and then here we become 0, and then here we become, I below become 10 here, we become 6, and then here become 2. I remain by 2 here, and then to mean that we become or is equal to 26,000 meter, and then how many hectometers are there. And then once I convert those hectometers, I find that is equal to 260 hectometers. To mean the correct answer for this question 19 is A. Then question number 20, they said, find the missing number in the sequence below. Here we have to know that the common difference between the first number and the second number is, the common difference here, C, common difference is 5. And then to find the next two numbers, I'm going to be adding 5 for each digit. Here the next number become 18, then plus 5. Here will become 23. Then is the 15 number, and then here become 23 plus 5. Here become 28. Then to mean the missing number here are 23 and 28. Then here for B, the common difference also will become, common difference is 3, because it's 4 minus 1. To mean you are going to be adding 3 for each. And then here will become 10 plus 3 will become 13. And then here 13, I'm going to add also 3 will become 16. Then to mean that the missing number will be 13 and 16. And then also numbers, number C, 17, 14, 11, and 8. To mean here the number is decreasing. Here it started by 17, it followed by 14, 11, and 8. To mean is decreasing by 8. Then to mean here the answer is 8 minus 5 is equal to, minus 3 is equal to 5. And then here 5 minus 3 is equal to 2. To mean the missing number here are 5 and 2. And then for question number D, to mean here the common difference between here 11 and 3 is, then here to mean the missing number, the common difference is 8. Then to mean the missing number are 43 and 51. And then you are going on the question number 21. They said look at the pattern below, then fill the missing, find the next number. Here we have 4, 8, 16 and 32. To mean this is a common ratio to be used for this question, then to mean common ratio is 8/4, which is equal to 2. To mean to get another number was added to, was multiplied by 2. To mean the next number here is 32 times 2 is 64. To mean the correct answer here is C. Here they said the car traveled 5.4 km from Kigali to Rwamagana and 4,500 meters from Musanze to Kinigi. Calculate the total distance traveled by the car in meters. To mean here those kilometers, 5.4 kilometers, is going to be first of all converted into meters and to be added to the distance from Musanze to Kinigi, which is equal to 4,500 meters, and they get the answer in meters. Then to mean here the distance traveled from Kigali to Rwamagana. Kigali to Rwamagana is 5.4 kilometers. And then once it is converted 5.4 kilometers, it becomes 5,400 meters. And then distance from Musanze to Kinigi, Musanze to Kinigi is equal to 4,500 meters. And then they have asked us to calculate the total distance traveled by the car in meter. To mean here we are going total distance is equal to the distance traveled from Kigali to Rwamagana added to Musanze to Kinigi will become 504,000 meters, then plus 4,500 meters. And then once we add them, 0 plus 0 is equal to 0. And then 0 plus this is equal to 0. And 4 plus 5 is equal to 9. And 5 plus 4 is equal to 9. To mean here will be in meter. Then the correct answer is question now is choice B. Here they said create your own C-square number pattern starting from 2 power 2 and write the first 5 numbers. To mean here for this question you are going to form your own numbers, but it is recommended that you will start by 2 power 2. Here you can say 2 power 2, 3 power 2, 4 power 2, then here 5 power 2, 6 power 2, and then here they said write first 5 numbers. To mean here 2 power 2 is equal to 4, and then 3 power 2 is equal to 9, and 4 power 2 is equal to 16, and then 5 power 2 is equal to 25, and then 6 power 2 is equal to 36. Then your first 5 numbers are these, but also you can use another number. Here you can start by your own number, but recommend that you will start by 2 power 2. Here they said select the statement that is correct about data handling. A. Data cannot be organized in table. Graph help to compare information easily. Pictographs cannot show number. Tally make are used for measuring length. Here to mean the correct choice is choice number B. And then in question 25, in the formula V is equal to L times W times H, explain what L, W, and H represent. Here to mean that you are going to show what each letter here symbolizes. Here, V, we can say it is a volume. And then here, L is equal to length. And then here W is equal to width. And then here the H represent height. And then those are used for calculating the volume of a cuboid here. Here they say the cube has a length of 8 cm, width of 5 cm, and a height of 4 cm. Find its volume. Here, first of all, you have to show given. They have given us a length which is equal to 8 cm, and then width which is equal to 5 cm, and a height of 4 cm. And they have asked us to calculate is volume. And then we know volume is equal to length times width, then times height. To mean that here we are going to multiply all of them, become 8 cm times 5 cm, then times here 4 cm. And then once I multiply, 8 times 5 is equal to 40, and then 4 times 4 is equal to 160 centimeter cube. And then here they said, a learner creates a problem about finding the distance along the circular playground with a radius of 7 cm. Select the formula to be used to solve the problem. Here I mean that once you are solving a circular playground, the distance. Here the best definition which is suited for this circular playground, the distance around the circle is called the circumference, and we know that the circumference is found by taking 2 times pi, then times radius. Or you can say circumference is equal to pi times diameter of your circle, and then the best choice here is choice number B. They said a classroom has an actual length of 8 meters. The actual length I'm going to write in short form as 8 meters. And then a learner draws it on a paper using a scale. Scale is scale 1. Here to mean 1 centimeter represent 100 centimeter in real life. Then calculate the length of the drawing. To mean here we are asked to find the drawing length. I'm going to write in shorthand D and L here, which is equal to, here the drawing length is equal to the actual length over the value of scale, but represented by 1 centimeter. To mean that we are going to convert those 80 meter into centimeters, or we can convert also those 100 centimeter into meter, and then we find that those are 800 then over 100. Here those 0 we cancel this and we become 8 over 1, which is equal to 8 centimeter. Then to mean here the drawing length is 8 centimeter. Then B, they said Explain the relationship between the drawing and the real length. To mean here, the B, this was A, 1 centimeter, 1 centimeter on graph represent 100 centimeter in real life. To mean once you have a drawing on a paper, maybe 1 centimeter of the graph represent 100 centimeter in real life of an object. Then they said, among the following properties, choose the correct property of the parallelogram. Here the parallelogram, they said all sides and angles are equal. Opposite sides are equal and are parallel and equal. Only two sides are equal. It has no parallel side. Here to mean that the parallelogram have opposite sides. The opposite sides are parallel and equal. Then to mean the correct choice here is choice number B. Among the following statements, select one that is a certain event. A certain event here in the choice is number B, lowering a number between 1 and 6 on a die. It is a certain. Once you roll a die, you can get a number which is between 1 and 6. To mean it is a certain event, then the correct answer here is B. Then you are going on the question number 30. Among the following sets of value, select the one which represents a simple interest of 2,000 Rwandan francs. Here, we have to know that, first of all, we have to know how to calculate a simple interest. Here we have a principles, we have rate and time. Then once you calculate here, let me say, we have a principal. Principal here is 10,000 for A. Rate is equal to 5% and time is 2. To mean is 2 years. It can help us to calculate the simple interest. And we are going to calculate once we see the question which the data which give us the simple interest of 2,000, or we select them or we select it. Then for A, I will know that a simple interest is equal to principal times rate times time. And then here we can say also principal is equal to simple interest is equal to principal times rate times time, then over 100. We are going to replace those data and we see whether we will get 2,000 Rwandan francs. Then here principal is equal to 10,000 Rwandan francs times rate 5, then over 100 times time. Time is 2. Here this 0 will cancel this. Here will become 10, and then here 100 times 10 is equal to 1,000. Here is 100, then 1,000 Rwandan francs. To mean A is not a correct choice. And then for B, B will have a principal of 8,000 Rwandan francs, and we have a rate of 10%, and then also we have time of 2.5. To mean here will be converted into fraction and we can get a correct answer easily. Here will become 8,000 Rwandan francs times 10 over 100 times 25 over 10. And then here we simplify by 100 here, and also here this 10 will simplify this to mean we will remain with 80 Rwandan francs times 25. And then we are going to multiply and look whether we get 2,000 Rwandan francs. To mean multiplied here we become 2,000 Rwandan francs. To mean that choice number B can be possible, and also we are going to check for choice number 3 whether it can be 2,000 also. Then for choice number C, principal is equal to 5,000 Rwandan francs, and then the rate is 8%, and then time is for 5 years. And then here simple interest, as we know, is equal to principal times rate times time. To mean I'm going to take those amount, I multiply by rate, and then also I multiply by time. Then 80% times time, 5 years. And then to mean that here I'm going to simplify by 100 here, we become 50, and my simple interest will become 50 Rwandan francs times 40. And then once I multiply here, I will get 2,000 Rwandan francs. To mean also the correct number C is the correct choice. And then here for choice number D, they said principal is 20,000 Rwandan francs, and then here rate is 20%, and then we have time for 5 years. And then here I'm going to replace into my formula, which says principal is 20,000 Rwandan francs times rate 20%, then times 5 as time. Those 0 will cancel this, and then here to become 20 times this is equal to 200 here Rwandan francs times here will become 100, and then once I multiply will become, here by mistake I wrote 20 but is 2, and then here is 2. My rate to mean here will become 20, and then 20 times 100 is equal to 2,000. And then here also number D is a correct choice. And then on my question here to say the correct choices are 3. Choice number B is correct, and also choice number C is correct, and also choice number D is also correct. To mean the correct answers are 3 choices. Question number 31, they said a playground has a triangular flower bed. One corner is right angle and another corner is 50 degrees. Draw the triangle and find the measure of the third angle. And then here this is a playground which has a flower bed, and the one corner they said is a right angle. We know that the right angle, or we have to know the right angle has 90 degrees, and another corner is 50 degrees, and we don't know the third corner. The size of the third corner, we are going to calculate it, but first of all we have to draw the figure which represents that triangular flower bed. And they said the one corner of that triangular is 90 degrees. Here once I write this angle is 90 degrees, and then here another corner was 50 degrees, And then there was an unknown corner which we must have to calculate is unknown is x. To mean here the sum of interior angle of any triangle is to be added to 180 degrees. To mean here, once I take x plus 50 degrees plus 90 degrees must have to be equal to 180 degrees. And then here will become x, once I add, will become 90 plus 50 is equal to plus here 140, then is equal to 180 degrees. And then here I'm going to subtract x, will become 180 degrees minus 140 degrees. And then to mean here x is equal to 40 degrees. To mean the third corner measures 40 degrees. Question number 32, it says a bus moves at speed of 60 km per hour. How long will it take to travel 180 kilometer? Here, first of all, I have to know that I have a speed of 60 km per hour. Here to mean that once you see this number half kilometer per hour or meter per second, know that is a speed. And I have a distance. Here distance is equal to 180 kilometer. And then here they have asked how long. How long is time? How long is time? Represented by t, and then time is equal to a distance over speed. To mean here we become 180 kilometer divided by 60 kilometer per hour. That this 0 will cancel this to mean, and this kilometer will cancel this to mean we will remain by 3 hours. For question 33, they said solve 2y plus 3 less than 11. To mean that is inequality. Here I'm going to solve for value of y. To mean here the answer will become, then will be 2y plus 3 less than 11. To mean this 3 is going to move after 11. Here become 2y plus less than 11 minus 3. Then minus 3 here, then 2y will be less than 8. And then y will be less than 8 over 2. Then y will be less than 4. Then to mean the correct choice here is number C. As students measure the length and width of a rectangle as 10 centimeter and 4 centimeter and find the area as 14 centimeter square. Select the correct statement. Here we know that the area of a rectangle is 2 length times width, and then we know that area we have 10 as length, 10 centimeter times width as 4 centimeter, and then once I multiply, find is 40 centimeter squared. And then the correct choice here is choice number B. The last question of the mock says a water tank has a volume of 1000 centimeter cube. Determine the volume in liters. To mean that I'll have the volume which is in centimeter cube, but you have to convert that into liters. First of all, here we have to know the conversion table for volume. Here we know that decameter cube, meter cube, decimeter cube, and then here centimeter cube, and then here millimeter cube. We are going to convert those 1000 centimeter cube into liters. Here the key point we have to know that 1 decimeter cube is equal to 1 liter. To mean the liter will be written here liter. And then we know that before a liter there is decaliter. And then here hectoliter and here kiloliter. And then after liter there is deciliter, and then here there is centiliter, and then here milliliter. And then here I have 1000 centimeter cube. 1000 centimeter cube here must be written as 0 here, 0, 0, 1000 centimeter cube. And then they have asked us to find the volume in liter. To mean we are going to convert into liter. To mean that we become a point will be here. Then the correct choice here is choice number C. And then thank you for watching this video. Will help you to prepare your end of primary level national examination. And remember to subscribe and share for your colleagues, and remember to leave a comment for us to improve. Thank you.